Yo, what is going on, guys? It is yours truly, LastChanceFPS, or you guys can call me by my name, Chance. And I think we are now starting to experience the downfall of Modern Warfare because there is legit nothing to talk about right now. I mean, this game is feeling so incredibly boring right now that I don't think anything moving forward is going to change that. Boring. So instead, we are going to be talking about Call of Duty 2020. Yes, guys, next year's Call of Duty that hasn't even been announced, but is apparently going to be developed by Treyarch. And I mean, what does that tell you guys about the current state of Modern Warfare?
The trash! Fix the game! It sucks! Blame the shit!
So with that stuff being said, guys, I hope you guys go on to enjoy the rest of today's video. And like I say, if you guys haven't already, drop a like on this video as well as comment down below your guys' thoughts. Subscribe to the channel and turn on those bell notifications to get notified every single time I upload a new video here on my channel. Follow my Twitch and all my social medias. That'll be, of course, linked down in the description down below. And yeah, guys, with all that stuff being said, let's get on with the rest of today's video. So getting right into it, guys, this first article too that we're going to be going over was published by Charlie Intel. And if you guys want to check it out for yourselves, I will of course have it linked down in the description down below. But this first article is apparently a rumor titled Call of Duty 2020 said to be a reboot of the Black Ops series and takes place in the entire Cold War era. So it looks like this isn't going to be the last time we're going to be receiving a reboot in the Call of Duty franchise. And to be honest with you guys, I don't necessarily know if I'm too keen of that idea. But this is obviously coming after the fact that this year's reboot of Modern Warfare was a complete failure. I guess it's only fair to see what Treyarch has in store for us with their own version of a reboot. I don't know, maybe it'll end up being a really good game. I guess we're just gonna have to wait and find out. But at the end of the day, I think I would instead prefer a brand new Call of Duty than we've never gotten before instead of a reboot game. Now, something else to keep in mind as well is that this article was published back in August of 2019. So this was happening at the same time we were getting the announcement of this year's Call of Duty game, but we were also getting information about the next year of Call of Duty. You guys could correct me in the comments down below, but I don't think we've ever had a situation like this. I mean, granted, we always get information about the next year of Call of Duty, but not 2 years in advance. The article goes on to read that back in May of this year, Kotaku broke the story that COD 2020 was an upheaval, and Activision decided to put Treyarch in charge of developing COD 2020 with both Sledgehammer Games and Raven Software to support the title. Now, with that being said, this leads me into my first problem that I have with this entire situation. Looking back at the previous Call of Duty game that was developed under Sledgehammer being World War II, we all remember how that game was terrible at launch. It had a long list of glaring issues that weren't being fixed, and this was all under both Michael Condrey and Glenn Schofield. The game didn't look like it was going anywhere fast, but then about halfway through the game's life cycle, both of them were removed and replaced promptly by Aaron Hallen, who immediately released the major overall update that totally turned this game around. He was responsible for fixing all of the wrongdoings that the two other guys did, like fixing the divisions. He had the score streaks greatly improved, as well as implementing the most fair microtransaction system we've ever seen with the contracts. For a lack of better words, he smashed it, and he made me genuinely excited to see what they could potentially do next time they got the opportunity to make their brand new Call of Duty game. Now, even though, like I've stated, that I still thought it was too little too late, I still had to give them massive props for what they were able to pull off, and they became my new favorite development team out of the three, since largely because Treyarch and Infinity Ward were hit or miss. But then this information came out where now in 2020, instead of it being Sledgehammer's turn, now it is going to be Treyarch again, and I guess we are going back to now a 2-year development cycle instead of a 3-year. Now, with that being said, what do you guys notice is the polar opposite between what Sledgehammer Games does with their Call of Duty and instead what Treyarch does with their Call of Duty? Treyarch has easily the worst microtransaction system out of the 3 development teams, and it's not even close. Sledgehammer proved to us that they wanted to make a system that was fair and didn't piss off the people that actually actually played their game, but Treyarch does the polar opposite and does whatever makes Activision the most money. So why would Activision give Sledgehammer Games the boot and instead have Treyarch come in? I mean, it's pretty obvious at this point. I've given Activision crap in the past that they only do and make decisions that makes them the most money instead of what actually makes the best game and what will make the franchise better in the long run. And when I figured all this out and I connected the dots, this really pissed me off because I wanted to see what Sledgehammer Games was able to do, but instead, now we have to have another year of Treyarch. And don't get it twisted, I think Treyarch is still a good development team. I think they have still made the best Call of Duties we've ever gotten in the franchise, but come on, it's not even a competition. Their microtransactions are on another level. I mean, they're just so bad and egregious all around. And moving right along, it is being reported by a leaker named Long Sensation that next year's Call of Duty from Treyarch in 2020 is going to be named either Call of Duty Black Ops or Call of Duty Black Ops 5. Now, honestly, I don't know which of those two I would prefer. I mean, I just want a new name by this point. And this could be applied to all of the development teams, not just Treyarch. Just make something new and fresh. You don't have to piggyback off of your previous success. Just make something new, listen to the Call of Duty community and what we want to see in the games, and you'll be just fine. I don't understand why this concept is so hard to grasp.
You're goddamn right.
And it is also being stated by him that is going to be set in both the Vietnam and Korean War. So obviously, like we got in Black Ops 1, that was set in the Vietnam War, which I have no problem with returning to. But the Korean War, that should be new and interesting to see. At this point, I really don't care if a Call of Duty is set in the future or the past. The only thing that I care about is that it's boots on the ground and there's no jetpacks. But besides that, you could go anywhere.
Bitch, please.
The second article that we're going to be going over that was published just over a week ago is titled Vaughn says that next COD won't have jetpacks and said that he still has PTSD from fan reaction. I don't know about the whole PTSD situation, but thank the Lord that the next Call of Duty is going to be boots on the ground. That is amazing to hear. I think at this point it should be set in stone, but you never know. But oh my God, that is fantastic. I mean, if the previous leak is correct where how it's set in the Vietnam and Korean War, I would expect for it to be boots on the ground, but whatever. I will definitely take this to the bank. It reads that Treyarch Studio Design Director Vonderhaar appears to have given a small hint as to the 2020 Call of Duty game in a couple of tweets this morning. I'll go ahead and put a picture up on screen now of the entire Twitter thread, but I guess it started out with him putting out a tweet of how he was talking about like this song or whatever, and this first guy chimes in and says that you better have jetpacks in the next COD, where he responds with emphatically no. And I just want to point out, why are you saying that you want Call of Duty to have jetpacks?
That just makes no fucking sense. I mean, it's just bullshit. Fuck. Oh my.
Quick little side rant. I am almost positive that the Call of Duty community has some of the most brain dead people I've ever seen. Either you are brand new to Call of Duty and you have no idea what you're talking about, or you're one of those shitty players that go like 8 and 10 every game and you have no idea how to pub stomp or anything remotely close to that. I mean, who are these people saying this, dude?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm kind of retarded. In that...
Give me a break, but whatever. Another guy chimes in and says jetpacks will revive COD. What type of crack are you smoking, dude? These are the type of people that have influence on Call of Duty. Oh my God. But then Vonderhaar chimes in again and says, such short-term memories, you hung me from the highest branch. No, I have PTSD. Thank God, Vonderhaar actually knows what will make a good Call of Duty game. He's over the jetpack era. We will leave that in the past and we should hopefully never return. But to the shit Call of Duty players that want jetpacks back,
You need to shut the fuck up.
And then to close out this article, it goes on to say that there is still no official information on 2020 Call of Duty game beyond that it will be developed by Treyarch, with both Sledgehammer Games and Raven Software supporting the studio with the game. And since that Treyarch is only getting 2 years to develop this next Call of Duty game instead of normally 3, I guess I am glad that Sledgehammer and Raven is helping out, because they probably need it, otherwise the game would be even more incomplete like we got in last year's game. Rumors have suggested that the game will take place in the Cold War era, encompassing the Vietnam War as well as part of the game, which, hey, I have no problem with that. That sounds really cool. The new title will also be launching with the next generation consoles that are coming this holiday season, blah, 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 blah. That is a lot of information to take in, boys, right there. So in conclusion, guys, it looks like a lot of new information regarding COD 2020 has already come out, and we're just gonna have to wait and see if it's any good. Obviously, I'm hoping it's a lot better than this year's Modern Warfare 2019, but that's a pretty low standard to overpass. And I don't know, it looks like Vonderhaar has a lot more influence on this next year's Call of Duty game. And obviously, he didn't have any influence on the multiplayer in Black Ops 4, which is probably the reason why I thought it was so bad. And he instead worked on the Blackout, which I thoroughly enjoyed. So if he's actually returning to multiplayer, hey, he knows what he's doing. He will actually make a good Call of Duty game, and that will be obviously great for all of us. So yeah, guys, that is everything to know about COD 2020 so far, and fingers crossed, guys. I mean, we are in dire need of a good Call of Duty game. I think we all deserve one at this point. This drought of bad COD games have been going on long enough. So with all that being said, and of course, if you guys haven't already, drop a like on this video as well as commenting down below your guys' thoughts. Subscribe to the channel and turn on those bell notifications to get notified every single time I upload a new video here on my channel. Follow my Twitch and all my social medias. That will be, of course, linked down in the description down below. Until next time, I will catch you guys in the next video.